Hello everyone, this is David, Fairly Secret Music. I'm going to first start off this video letting you hear a sample of a band that I'm really into right now. They're called Polytone. It is David Torn, Mick Karn, and Terry Bozzio. Terry Bozzio played with Frank Zappa, Missing Persons, Steve Vai, The Knack, actually, for a little bit. He mainly does a lot of drum clinics. He has a huge, ginormous drum set. Mick Karn, who sadly passed away, I want to say 5 years ago now. Fretless bass player from the band Japan and has a lot of solo stuff. David Torn, another solo artist, guitarist. So this is Polytone. I was lucky enough to see them on one of their 8 shows that they did in the United States. All instrumental, fretless bass, drums, guitar, just amazing. And you're probably wondering, why am I letting you hear that? Well, because I have been listening to nothing but Polytone for the last couple days, partially because I am interested in getting this amazing, I don't know if, can you see that? Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. This amazing fretless bass. They're called Wish basses. Wish I could get a better shot of that, but I cannot. Well, maybe I can. Nah. So, I'm interested in getting this bass. And so, of course, if you are going to listen to fretless bass, a lot of people will say Jaco Pastorius. I say Mick Karn. So, yeah, I can't afford that bass right now, but it's been up for a week on a Facebook musicians thing, so maybe it won't sell, maybe it will. Hopefully, if it doesn't sell, what is this? Hopefully if it doesn't sell, oh, there we go. I'll get a chance to grab it. Anyway, so besides Polytone, I wanted to show you the shit ton of stuff that I picked up at a half-price books sale today. And for those of you not in the United States, I don't think Half Price Books is outside of the United States. They basically are a used bookstore. They get DVDs, CDs, books, comic books, everything. So I went crazy today. I spent $32, so that was with tax. So the only non-music thing I got was Dead World Last Siesta comic book, and this is one that was only available in this form, not single issues. I was a huge Dead World fan when it started back in like '86 or something like that. People will know the artist, the original artist, as Vince Locke. He did a lot of Cannibal Corpse album covers. But I unfortunately did not take these out of the bag before I started this, so you're going to get a lot of extra noise throughout this, I think. No, maybe you won't. Maybe you won't. I'll just do it all right now and just take them out. So I have a customer who has to move, and he doesn't want to sell his CDs. He just wants to give them to somebody who will appreciate them. He said he has quite a bit of prints in those too, but I couldn't pass this up Every CD I show you, I paid $1 for. So, Prince, Musicology, and almost every one of these CDs looks fantastic. This is like some of the worst packaging. So it has this thing that goes over it, right? But the book is just laid in there, which is gross, which is going to have to be put in a plastic bag. But Prince does a lot of his own playing on here. He does have a full band in the album, but the song Musicology made me go, oh geez, I gotta get this. So I might be getting 2 of these, so if anybody, if once I get that bunch of CDs from my friend there, if I have 2 of these, I can send it off to somebody if they want it. Alright. I will warn you that if you are just looking for metal stuff, this is very, very light on the metal. Actually, hardly anything at all. Tall Stories. This has Steve Aguirre, who was the fill-in for, well, not fill-in, he was a replacement for Steve Perry. I'm hoping that lighting isn't so weird. I look very red when I sit back here. Anyway, as I said, these were all $1. Al Di Meola, Casino, and Al Di Meola Splendido Motel. Is that what it's called? Splendido Hotel. I have the album with Race with the Devil on a Spanish Highway already in this, let me try to get that off. That's not coming off. This digitally remastered. It has the little thing right there. So I passed on that. My friend Rob did not want it, and I thought he might, but oh well. Tribes of Narada, if anybody is a Neurosis fan out there, this was their alter ego, their weird kind of ambient kind of experimental one. And this album has 2 discs that you are supposed to listen to simultaneously if you would like. That's one of their things. They did an album called Times of Grace, and Neurosis did an album called Grace, and you were supposed to play them at the exact same time. Whoops. I better step up my speed here. Tracy Chapman, her first album, never had it. Was in a fast car. Sting, Bring on the Night. I really like Sting when he got to the Soul Cages era of his stuff, but I thought it's $1 and it looked in really great shape. All the artwork and stuff was there, so I thought, well, screw it. I'll get it. Eric Johnson, Venus Isle, which my friend Rob, who was at this same sale, he wasn't looking through CDs. He ended up buying like 24 DVDs or DVD box sets. Those were all $2. That comic I got was $2. All the CDs were $1. If you don't know Eric Johnson, his best album is an album called Tones. Johnson, where are you? Well, I can't find it, but Tones is his best album. I got a copy of King's X Dogman because my copy, I think, is pretty... Oh, same yellow cover. Yep. Actually, my copy is nice. It's... Oh well. I have an extra copy of Dogman that I got for $1. So, if anybody needs a copy of Dogman, I can send out. If you want to pay for shipping. Though you should be able to find Dogman everywhere. Anyway. I got the original with no bonus tracks. The original version of Queen the Game. Because I wanted to see what the difference in sound quality was. And I hate all the bonus tracks on the Queen remasters, and this was one of my first 2 albums I ever owned. I had it on vinyl, this and Kiss Dynasty. So, has a special place in my heart. Concrete Blonde, Bloodletting. I have the one that follows this that I also got for $1 from someplace, probably No Name Records. But this has all the really awesome songs on it, so I thought, yeah, and it's got a little light scratching and stuff. Billy Joel, Songs in the Attic, which has a lot of liner notes for an album that's not a remastered version. I didn't know this was a live album, but it's like a live album from a bunch of different places. So I thought that was pretty cool. And he does a lot of liner notes. I love liner notes. Here is the remastered version of Piano Man. And Piano Man, yes. I do have Stranger and what was the other one? 52nd Street already as the remasters. I really only probably need Glass House, so one more to go. And for $1, you know. You won't be able to see this unless I take it out. Shudder to Think. They did a soundtrack, and on this soundtrack you get Jeff Buckley, Liz Phair, Billy Corrigan, John Doe, and Robin Zander with a lot of other people doing guest vocals, but all the music is by Shudder to Think. And if you don't know Shudder to Think, they had an album called Pony Express Record, and that thing is awesome. Susan Tedeschi. I kind of got this for my wife, but also for myself because I think she's really good. She is also married to a guy who goes by the name of Derek Trucks, and he also was in Allman Brothers. He is Butch Trucks' nephew, and they were in the Allman Brothers together. This is the weird, let me see, well, not quite the weird. There was a lot of jam band stuff on one of the pallets that was full of boxes. I found a stack like this big of String Cheese Incident stuff, which my wife just started laughing at when she saw that I had picked up. Okay, so this is Derek Trucks Band again. Picked up a String Cheese Incident CD because my wife is kind of, she and her ex-husband used to do the jam bands, like follow, God, what are they called? The Big Whoo, and she and some of her friends also really got into a lot of the jam bands. She was the one who kind of got me into Grateful Dead. String Cheese Instrument. As I said, I saw a fucking, I don't know if I ever swear, a stack about a foot high, and every one of them were like special edition kind of like live bootleggy kind of things. And every one of them was completely empty, which pissed me off because I probably would have given them a shot. I mean, I am giving them a shot, but now it will be like, I did pass on a bunch of Widespread Panic too. Government Mules. This also had another guitarist from the Allman Brothers. What was his name? Warren Hayes. So, I have tried other Government Mule stuff that was like $8 and stuff. This I got for $1, so I was like, shit, I might as well. And now I'm gonna wait for the rest of the jam band stuff because that stuff is super cool. I have been kind of curious, so I decided to get not one, not 2, 3, but 4 Sheryl Crow albums. I like her voice. I like the songs that she has on the radio. I like looking at her. And these CDs, this one, which one was it? This one was still sealed for $1. And all of these, if you could actually see the CDs well enough to tell, they look like they were never ever played. It doesn't look like anybody ever listened to these. So, what is the big craziness? Well, I'll start with this. Also, with all those Derek trucks and string cheese incidents and government Mule, somebody had a bunch of live stuff. And I got Grateful Dead, Dick's Picks Volume 7. All 3 discs are in there. The right booklet was in there. I found Dick's Picks Volume 5. It was missing a disc and had the booklet to Volume 4. So I passed on that one. But I did get this. I don't like Grateful Dead live quite as much as most Dead fans do. I like their studio stuff better, which has never been said by anybody in the whole entire world. This is the first of the 4 that may interest Chris, also known as Dude 1973. These are live, instant live CDs. I believe it's a company or a series where they put them out like for every show that they do, which is really cool because you can get the show that you just saw. I don't know the ins and outs of how long you have to wait, or if you can just get them right away or something like that, but yeah. So this is a Allman Brothers 3-disc set. The shitty thing about these, well, not only do they look like burns, but I did check them out and they all did play. I have no idea what is on this, and I cannot find it on Discogs to save my life. However, they did have 3 more. This one was from August 2nd, 2003, and this one is actually missing disc 1. And this is the one of the few, wait, okay, this is one of the 2 that actually tell you what songs are listed. So I'm missing a lot of stuff by not having disc 1, but I thought there's still 2 discs worth of Allman Brothers stuff live on disc 2 and 3, and honestly, disc 2 and 3 is where they start playing like more of the classics anyway. So I picked that up even though it's missing one. And then August 9th, 2003, this thing is complete. Also 3 discs. And last but not least, August 10th, 2003. So these are all from within a week of each other. This one is done like 3 years later. So that is what I got today. I spent a total of $32.36, and I picked up 28 CDs and 1 book. All right.